Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. My name is Lara, for those of you that do not know or maybe forgot. I'm so excited to be here today making a video for you guys after a 2-month long hiatus. It feels like it's been forever, and I'm just so happy to be back here today talking about books once again. Today we're going to be going through all of the books that I've been reading in my absence. So I've read some really good books that I'm just super excited to share with you guys, so I thought that was kind of just like what the first video back needed to be. I just need to update you guys about what I've been reading, what I'm excited to read, all that kind of stuff. But before we jump on in, I do want to say a humongous thank you to today's sponsor, which is Ana Luisa Jewelry. If you guys don't know, I am an Ana Luisa ambassador. I talk about their jewelry all of the time on my channel because I really am obsessed with their brand and the message behind their brand and the products. I just think it's all so great, so I'm always just really excited to share more with you guys about this company. Ana Luisa not only makes sustainable jewelry, but affordable jewelry, two things that I care so much about. I love when my subscribers can get a good price, a good product, and know that their money is going towards something that's a good cause. So that's kind of an all-encompassing theme for Ana Luisa. They're very mindful about their environmental footprint. They're very mindful about their packaging and trying to be sustainable. They're mindful about their pricing. They really care about affordability and trying to get the best, most beautiful luxury pieces at a price that everybody can afford, and also doing amazing sales. Like right now, for instance, they're actually doing 20% off for summer. So they're having an amazing summer sale off their whole website. I definitely think you guys need to check it out because there's pieces for everybody. They have new stuff constantly being added to the site, and there's just so many things to choose from. I have a few new pieces that they sent me to show you guys in this video, including my necklace with the little heart and the diamonds. It's so cute. I also kept the heart theme going by having these gold earrings that have hearts. They're really cute. I love their earrings because it's so easy to mix and match, and when you have a lot of holes like I do. I have all my cartilages. I like to change it up with all of their earrings and add different ones and kind of design a different look every day. And then I also got this gorgeous green emerald ring, which is so beautiful. I love trying out new rings, and I think this is a really fun, bold statement piece that I'm excited to wear the rest of the summer. I personally love working with Ana Luisa because they are a brand that cares about so many different factors and so many different things that go into making a beautiful product, and I just really love what they stand for, and I know that there's something that everybody can resonate with within their brand. So I highly recommend go checking out their website, whether you want to get something for you or something for somebody in your life. 20% off is an amazing deal. These prices are already pretty amazing, starting at $39 for luxury jewelry. So definitely go check out the website. Let me know if you guys grab something. But for now, let's get back to what I've been reading lately. The first book that I have to share with you guys is called Suddenly Forbidden by Ella Fields. I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. I really loved it. This is actually a part of a trilogy. It's like companion novels. I only read this first one, but I really enjoyed it, and I think a lot of you guys will like it as well. You guys know that I'm an absolute sucker for a new adult college romance where it's just like very simple, kind of like off-campus vibes, but it's just such a delight to read every single time. Like I could reread the same like college, like cute new adult book and just reread a bunch of them, and they all feel different and fun to me. But this one was really good. It is about a girl who has a best friend growing up, and he turns into her boyfriend really early on, and she ends up moving with her family, I think right when she's in high school, and she totally does not have contact with this boy anymore for multiple reasons, but they had made this little promise to each other that they would go to the same college and they would see each other again and they would be together and they would get married and all of that. And so she decides to still go to this college even though she hasn't talked to him in so long, even though he probably doesn't care about her anymore. And she gets to this college and he's there, but he's dating her old best friend from before she moved. Literally, it's her best friend that totally cut her off after she moved, and this boy who was the love of her life, and now she has to kind of deal with going to college in this small town with them. And I just loved the premise of this. It's just so drama-y and fun, and I really fell for this book so hard. It is a series, like I said. I didn't read the 2 other books. I might go back and reread them at some point. The plots just didn't interest me as much as this first book did, but I highly recommend this if you're looking for something fun, something light, but with a little bit of twists and turns and drama. It's really fun, so highly recommend this book. If you guys know me at all, you might know that whenever I find a new author and discover them, I have to now go and look up every other book that they've written and decide if it's something I want to read. So So obviously that's what happened with Ella Fields, and I ended up discovering another one of her series, and I didn't want to read the whole series, so I picked it up at book 3, which I don't know if I really recommend doing that, but it's just kind of what I did, and it was fine, so do what you want. But this book is called Hearts and Thorns, and it's the 3rd book in this series. I think it's a trilogy as well of companion novels, so it's not like I'm really missing out not reading the other 2. It just slightly spoils them, but I didn't really care. And this was a step-sibling romance, so I was like, ooh, it's a little like taboo, a little forbiddenness. I'm just gonna try it out. And I ended up also liking this one. I gave it 4 to 5. I wasn't as obsessed with the characters in this one, and it did drag a little bit. It was like step-siblings, and they're like together when they're in high school and they're living together, and then they get figured out and all this drama happens, and then the rest of the book takes place years later. I feel like that's so many step-sibling books that I've talked about, but that's what happens in this book. So it did feel a little draggy at the end. Like, I wasn't as obsessed and enthralled as I was with the first book that I talked about, but I still ended up really liking it. It was a fun read. Again, just lots of drama and lots of chaos, which is always just fun for me. Even if I hate the characters in a book, or like even the plot isn't my favorite, if there's drama, if there's crazy stuff going on, I'm just so hooked I have to keep reading. But I definitely liked it anyways. I gave it a 4 to 5. I thought it was a fun read, and overall I was still really enjoying Ella's format with books. The final book that I decided to read by Ella Fields is called Serenading Heartbreak. This is actually a standalone, and it was a cover that I had totally recognized, and I was like, oh, that's her book, like I didn't realize. And so I decided to finally read it, even though I went into it knowing good and well that it is a love triangle book, which I'm not obsessed. I'm not obsessed with a love triangle. You can have your Edward and Jacob and Bella. I don't need it. I don't need a love triangle. I'm not obsessed with it. People were hyping the book up to me. People were saying I had to read it if I was reading Ella Fields. So I was just like, okay, I'll do it. I'll read the book. You know, it's fine. I'll read it. So I went into it with an open mind, and I liked it. I liked the book. I ended up giving it a 3 out of 5. Again, just really high drama, really high like fun factor, super easy, quick read. You know what I mean? However, the love triangle totally drove me mad, and she ended up with the person I didn't like. I liked the other person. So there's that. If you've read this book, I want to know your thoughts on it, and if you liked it, and if you like who she ends up with. Personally, I wanted her to end up with the other person, but what can you do? So that is the 3rd Ella Fields book that I read. Those are the 3 that I've read by her. If you have a recommendation for any of her other books, I'd love to hear about them. I have a super open mind about going into them. All of her books were super fun and easy to read, so even if a book doesn't like sound that great from the description, if you can convince me to read it down below, I'll probably just give it a try. So definitely let me know. But it was a fun little discovery of a new author. I was really excited to get to know a different author these past 2 months, and it was fun to read. The next book I'm already like smiling ear to ear about because I am obsessed with this book. It's one of my new favorites, and I think it's my first 5 out of 5 star read of the year, and it's Citris Venom by Penelope Douglas. This was one of my most anticipated reads for the year. So when it finally came out, I read it. I was actually on an airplane when I read it, and I could not stop reading this book. I could not put it down. It was so addictive, like more than any book I've read in so long, and I just read it until I finished it in like a day. It was phenomenal. I loved it so much. If any of you guys read it yet, let me know because I need to talk about it with people because it was just that good. If you don't know, this is a lesbian romance book written by Penelope Douglas, who I love. I'm obsessed with Penelope Douglas's other books, so I was obviously really excited for this one, and it's so good. It's about these 2 girls that are in high school. One of them is like the popular, like super rich girl who has an attitude problem, and then the other girl is also this girl with an attitude problem who's like from the wrong side of the tracks. Her family's in like a gang kind of thing, and they just totally butt heads, guys. This book is like enemies to lovers excellence, and I know I use that phrase a lot, but I'm being so serious when I'm saying this book is so good. The build-up, the anticipation, just everything about their relationship and the way it formed, the way it progressed, it was addictive, and it was so phenomenal. I have not read many lesbian romance books, and it was just, it's perfection. It was so good. It was so good. If you have any recommendations for books like this one, tell me. I will go read them. Let me know, because this book was so good. It took my heart. I'm obsessed with these characters. The plot was phenomenal. Just bravo to Penelope Douglas with this one. It was just my favorite book I've read so far this year, and I highly recommend it. highly. The next book that I read is Inked Lies by Gianna Darling. This is the 5th book in the, what's the series called? Oh man, Fallen Men. Oh my god, okay. The next book that I read is Inked Lies by Gianna Darling, which is the 5th book in the Fallen Men series. This is a series that I started reading a few years ago, and she's been putting more and more books out since I was reading it. And so I read books 1 through 3, really liked them, and then she came out with a 4th book, and the 4th book was about the characters from book 1 because it was a companion novel series. And book 1 was like my least favorite out of all of the books, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna skip book 4 and I'm just gonna go straight to book 5 because I really wanted to read about the characters in book 5. So I skipped book 4, which was a colossal mistake, I'm pretty sure, because I was totally spoiled by reading this next book, but it's fine. I'm not sure if I'll go back and reread it, or read it, I should say, but it's fine. I was really spoiled. It's okay. So I read book 5, which is Inked Lies, and I liked it. I gave it a 3 out of 5. I wasn't as obsessed and as enthralled as I remember being with the other books in the series, like Welcome to the Dark Side. That book I'm really obsessed with, and I remember just falling head over heels for that book. I didn't have like the same experience reading this book, but I still really liked it. I was gonna go ahead and read book 6 after finishing this one, but I saw like a lot of negative reviews about it on Goodreads. So let me know if I should read the next book. That one is called, oh my god, I forget, I'll put it on the screen. I don't remember what it's called. That's the next book. It's out. I haven't read it, but I heard mixed things about it. So let me know what you thought about it if you've read it. But overall, book 5 was pretty good. I liked the characters. The progression of the relationship was a little weird to me, like I wasn't obsessed with it. I don't know, I just wanted more, I think, and I really loved the other books in the series that I've read, so it was a little bit of a disappointment, but still pretty good. I didn't hate it, but I want to hear everybody's thoughts on it. Like, which book from the Fallen Men series is your favorite, and which was like the most let down, because I want to know. Okay, the last 3 books that I read are actually a part of a series. So there's 3 books, they're called The Club, and then there's the different books. So there's The Club Obsession, The Club Reclamation, and The Club Redemption. They're all by Lauren Rowe. I actually just binged this the past couple of days. I saw somebody talking about it on Instagram and I was like, this sounds kind of interesting. And I just completely fell down a rabbit hole with the series, like could not stop reading it, reading every second of the day until I finished the series. So it's a trilogy, and then there's like a 4th epilogue book, and then there's a spin-off series. So I haven't gotten to all of that yet, but I read the first 3 of the trilogy. Basically, the trilogy is about a girl who is an intake agent at this place who sets up people to go on kind of like blind dates or like blind hookups. Like they can register and it's like really anonymous. It's super expensive. It's for like the elite, for billionaires to join, and it has like very discreet, promised like privacy, all that stuff, so that they can like have hookups and whatever. Think about it as like an amplified Raya. It's like a very private, protected dating or hookup service for like the elite people of the society, okay? And so this girl is an intake agent. She's the one that reads all of the applications as they come in. And so there's a guy who submits an application, and in this application he describes all of his like sexual preferences, and he talks about how making a girl reach orgasm is like his favorite thing. And this girl, who's the intake agent, has never had an orgasm. So she ends up getting like really drunk and sending him this email, and it's just like all these suggestive things in it, telling him about her problem and all this stuff. And then he's like immediately wants to meet her and wants to talk to her. So there's kind of this chase at the beginning and what happens there, and that's kind of how the series starts off. But it's so funny describing like the beginning of this series because oh my god, does it get crazy. It gets so intense. There's a total just like change of events of what the real series is about, and it's just like this crazy mess of things. Like, oh my god, it just got so wild so fast. It's like nothing like what that first description I just told you is like once you get to the 3rd book. It's so crazy, but I loved it. I gave all of the books 4 out of 5 stars. It was just such a fun, wild ride. I loved the characters in this book. They had like real deep connections, and it was a super sweet romance, but it was also steamy. Like there was a perfect mix of everything, and I just really loved it. I highly recommend it. I haven't read a series in a long time where all of the books are about the same characters. Like I feel like 9 times out of 10 the series that I read and recommend are companion novels. So if you're looking for something where every book is about the same 2 characters, that's this, and it was just really great. I highly recommend it, and I'm excited to talk about it more on my channel, and let me know if you've read it. I would love to have somebody to talk to about it because I just finished it and I literally am like off the wall, just still obsessed with it. So let me know. So guys, that is what I've been reading in my absence the past 2 months from YouTube. I definitely want to know what you guys have been reading. If it's really, really good, if you read something really bad, like either way, I want to know all about it in the comments down below. So tell me, give me a recommendation. I'm really excited to read more. I've been really back in like my reading zone lately, so I want to keep with the streak, keep reading books. So I'm finding a lot of really good stuff that I'm excited to share with you guys and read and just, you know, talk about. So let me know what you guys have been reading. I want to hear all about it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching this video. I know it's been a hot second since you've seen my face, and I'm very appreciative of all of you that are still here, still watching me, and still wanting to talk about romance books. It's my favorite thing in the world to do. So thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And again, remember to check out Ana Luisa down below for their 20% off summer sale. Go check it out. There's so many options for everybody. I want to know what you guys are buying. Thank you to Ana Luisa again for sponsoring this video. I'm very, very grateful to you. But other than that, I'm excited to be back, excited to be putting out more content for you guys, and you will have some from me very, very soon, and I will talk to you then. Bye.